What is up, yo? I am very excited to bring to you a three-player epic full playthrough of the game of Madeira. This game kind of has a reputation or a stigma, I would say even, that it is overly complex. There's, way too many rules, and, you'll never be able to teach it, never be able to get to the table. But don't worry about that. You're going to be able to do this. You're going to be able to teach it. You're going to be able to play it. It's tons and tons and tons of fun. It is definitely a heavy Euro. I'm not going to say it isn't, but I think a lot of the reason why that stigma came about and that reputation of it being overly complex or overly heavy is because people don't know about the actual thematics behind it. They don't know actually what is really happening on the board. And I think a lot of times if you could describe a little bit of the thematics, it's not just nice because it's not just like flavor text, it's not just fluff, because it gives your mind an anchor and it lets you sort of start to understand really what's going on there, and you're able to remember it a little bit more. I mean, if you just talk about all this and just say like a bunch of rules and if you put the guy here, you got to go there and you do this. I mean, it all becomes just a big wash of colors and shapes and numbers, So I think a little bit, if you talk, not a lot, if you talk a little bit about what is actually happening, what these buildings are, and it's hard to do because I know a lot of this is a lot of the names are in Portuguese and they don't really talk a lot about what's really going on in the rules, which is a little bit unfortunate because Madeira has an incredible history. I mean, the history of Portugal and Madeira and what's going on in this age of exploration and adventure in the 15th century is actually amazing. It is fun to learn about. There's a lot going on. So I'll just tell you real quick, just super brief overview, and then I'll sort of teach you this game as I'm playing it, right? So that's kind of a cool way to learn. You can watch this playthrough, and if you're not into the thematics that I talk about a little bit, I'll sort of percolate thematics in through the playthrough. You can fast forward a little bit. But at this time, when Madeira, the island, right, was, Portuguese island, owned by Portugal, when it was settled, really, they just wanted to, have people be able to exist there and have subsistence farming basically for wheat, which is, a staple and a cereal grain. So you have all these, wheat plantations here so people can feed themselves, and they're just trying to get this off the ground, really, And then, but eventually they wanted it to be more profitable, and the wheat's not very profitable at the time. So what was profitable was sugarcane, right? Everywhere. It was so hot. Everyone started growing sugarcane, and Madeira was a great place to grow it, and they actually started growing it and exporting it and trading it, And that's kind of what you can see here. Some of these wheat fields, when they were first wheat fields, which is farmers, growing wheat, mostly for subsistence, they actually switched it over, and during the game there's going to be a time when that switches over to sugarcane, right? And you can see that right here where there's going to be a time in the game when that happens actually. But then everyone started selling sugarcane, and especially places like in Brazil. Right here you can say you can actually get Brazil if you put colonists in Brazil, you'll be getting sugarcane, because at the time, at one time Brazil, made more sugarcane than anybody. But the point was that there's just too much sugarcane, it was too much competition, right? So no, we're not making much money anymore, what are we going to do? And then something incredible happened, something magical happened at this time, folks, where it was accidental too. It was probably one of the most happy accidents ever in the history of the world, in my opinion, because I love Madeira wine, right? And at this time, accidentally, the Madeira wine kind of that we know today was accidentally created. And I'll talk about how that happened. Nobody could have possibly predicted that this would have happened, but everybody loved this Madeira wine so much that it became the main export from Madeira, right? That's, is like unbelievable. So as you can see here, then now some of the sugar fields at one part in the game are going to turn into actual vineyards, right? Where they're going to grow grapes and to be made into wine. So it's just simple little thematic things like that that actually make sense that you might not know about. But once you learn about those little tiny thematics, then the game makes much more sense to you, and even the function of the game of while you're playing it makes more sense. So let's just kind of hop into the game. I'll tell you, like, sort of as I always do, if I pimp the game out, if anything's different, and then we'll just run right into it and see what's going on. So this is going to be a 3-player playthrough. First off, I'll tell you, instead of just having, sort of like just different colors, blue, yellow, and red. I thought it'd be fun to play against different players here. So that's me right there. I'm playing yellow, right? Finbar. And I'm generally a somewhat pacifistic player. I don't usually like games where you're trying to destroy each other in a Euro game. I've talked about that before. And then I'm going to go up against Tom Vassal, right? Now you notice he has a very nice smile right there. He looks like a really nice guy, but I think he's really out for blood. I think this gentleman right here, he just wants to crush you in the games. I've actually never played a game with Tom Vassal before, but I know he's a really nice guy. But I do picture him, as one of those guys that he doesn't mind confrontation in games, right? And incidentally, I have a lot of respect for Tom Vassal. I mean, he might be a person who's done more for board gaming than maybe any other person, other than designers. He's a really great guy as far as board gaming goes. And then I've talked about this gentleman before. The Lonesome Gamer is going to be blue. Now, the Lonesome Gamer is probably definitely my favorite gameographer, right? He does game reviews, and he basically just does playthroughs of games, and I love them. He's a lot of influence on my channel, actually, when I started a channel.
Hello, friends. You're with the Lonesome Gamer.
But the thing is, you never actually see him. He never shows his face, really, so he's this very mysterious silhouette right there with his Lonesome Gamer icon. So he's going to play blue against me. And I'm going to try and win, but I'm going to have these guys all try their best as well. So I'm not going to talk too much about the rules, every specific rule. We're just going to kind of start, pressing buttons and pulling gears or pulling levers and see what happens. So to set up the game, though, what I'm going to have to do first is I'm going to have to check out who goes first and what these are. These are the royal requests of the crown, as you can see, and we're going to actually randomly give one person each one, or one person one. Each person gets one. Why did it take me so long to say? So Tom Vassal's going to get this guy, the 2 crowns. I'm going to get, just 1 crown. Oh, look at that. Get rid of that other one. So the Lonesome Gamer, what this means right here, this is dual function, these things. But really, for first, you're just trying to figure out a turn order. So the Lonesome Gamer is going to go first. So I'm going to put his blue up here to show that he's going to be going first. And then, let's see who goes second. 2 crowns right here, so Tom Vassal is going to go second. And he's red. And then I'm going to go third. Now, these are also, if you flip these over, these are actually the requests of the crown. And these are the primary way of getting victory points in this game. And you'll also see them up here. We're going to be able to take them from here, from this guild board. And that's how you're going to make most of your victory points in the game. These are basically like goals that you want to try to accomplish. This game, one thing people do like about this game, it is deep and it's thematic, deep and it's very complex, but it sort of gives you a path to go on right from the very beginning. It tells you sort of like, oh, you can do this. So it's not what I would consider completely open world. It is very open. I mean, there's so many different strategies you can do in this game. So many interlocking ways that you can win the game, actually. Not interlocking, but very variable ways that you can win the game with very variable strategies. But if you want, you can kind of like, go for what you got here, and it gives you a little bit of a path to take, so it's not so overwhelming. So now I'm going to give the first player actually gets 2 extra dollars. These are called, I mean, if I was to pronounce it in English, it looks like real. I think in Portuguese it's like real or something like that. If there's someone who speaks Portuguese that's watching, go ahead and tell me that I said that really wrong. But I'll probably just end up calling these dollars. So they get 2 more. The first player, that's Lonesome Gamer, gets 2 more. And then second player, Tom Vassal, gets 3 more. And then 4 more for me, because I go last, unfortunately. Okay, now in reverse player order, this is reminding me of that. Oops. Ugh. We are going to, let's see, what are we doing with those? We're putting people in the cities right over here. And these cities, again, it's very thematic how these cities work. I'll talk about that. But we each get to put a person in the city wherever we want, right? So one city up top here grows a lot of bread, right? This city right here will give you money, and this city will give you wood. And you need wood for a couple different things in this game. You need wood to purchase ships and also to maintain your ships. And you also need wood to actually build buildings so you can actually start developing the cities, right? Because you're spending wood on, you know, all the houses and the buildings and all that kind of stuff, developing those cities. So wood's important, money's important, and as you can imagine, bread is also important. So since I'm last in turn order, right, I get to pick first where my person goes, and I'm going to put my person in, let's see here, what do I want to do? I'm going to put my person in Money City, actually, because this crown's request right here is saying that I can get rid of up to $15 or reals. I'm just going to say dollars from now on. I could get rid of $15 to get that many victory points. When you see this shield right here, that's victory points, so I could do that. Now it's Tom's turn. His is saying that if he gets boats over into the local markets, which is right here, right, he's going to get victory points for that. Okay, so maybe he wants, since he's going to have boats, maybe he wants to go here and he wants to get, or I could put him here just because if Tom's playing a nasty player, because getting majority of these cities is also important, he can go there, but I think he's not. I think he's going to go there. And not a nasty player, by the way, but just maybe a little more confrontational than me, since I'm a very pacifistic player. And the Lonesome Gamer is going to go up here. You don't have to. I mean, the Lonesome Gamer you could occupy the same city, but he's going to go here to be able to get more bread. And you're going to be able to move these people around. So anyway, the next thing we're going to do again in reverse player order is we're going to put people in the fields up here, right? Now the thing to remember about these fields, there's a couple things real quick, right? First off, fields are where you're going to be able to harvest these things, right? So let me see, I'm going to go first. I'm just going to grab a yellow. Now, if I wanted to go here, that means eventually I'm going to be able to harvest wheat. If I put a person here, I'm going to be able to eventually harvest grapes, okay? Now, there's different regions here. This is very important, okay? You have region 1 up here, which is basically this island right here. You have region 3 here, which is this half of Madeira, basically proper, right, over here. And then you have this region, region 2, which is this half over here. Now, these regions are connected to these buildings right here, okay? And to these characters that are up here. This is going to be, these are characters and these are buildings, right? And you're going to be asking the characters to do little actions for you, and these buildings are where you're going to be able to pay for actions that you can do down here, okay? So it's very important, especially to talk to new players about this, that it's very important that if you want to do a building action down here, you have to have people in that same region, right? So let's say if I want to put more people, if I want to put more of my people in the cities by using this action, if I have, when this comes about, this resolving this action, if I have one worker anywhere in this region, right? This is part of region 2. If I have one worker anywhere in this region, I will get to put one person in a city over here, okay? If I have 1 or 2, if I have 3 workers here, like quite a few workers in this one region, I'm going to be able to put 2 when I do this action, and you get victory points for that too. See, there's shields of victory points. So it is actually quite important where you place your people, right? Not just because, and this is one of the few parts in the game where you can really get stuck. In other words, if I don't have any people here and I want to do this action, and I'm screwed because there's no people there, so I cannot do this action, and I might have to pay for doing it anyway. You pay for these actions. So just something to think about when you're first placing your people, right? Now, so when you put your workers out here, only in the initial setup, you can't have 2 in the same region, and you can't have you can't put a meeple where somebody else has a meeple. This is just for the initial setup, okay? So for yellow, I mean, you can always look down and check your king's request, which is what's going to give you some victory points, right? So I want to have money. So I think, let's see. Probably the best way to get money in this game is to trade over here in these local markets, right? As you can see, you can get, by trading wheat of varying amounts, you get varying amounts of money down here. And probably the most lucrative here is, in the local markets down here, is sugar. So maybe I want to put someone where there's sugar. Let's see here. Yeah, I think I want to, I don't know, it's rough. Well, I definitely want wood, right? So I think if you go, you want to maybe at first I want to be somewhere where I can harvest some wood. See, from this field, first you'd harvest the wood, and then when it goes down far enough, you would start harvesting grapes. So, yeah, I think I'm going to do that. And then since I want to kind of get my, let's see here. Well, yeah, I think I'm also going to put someone up here in region 3. So let's see here. I'll put them where there's sugar because that could be very lucrative. All right, everybody else is placed on where they want to go, and I thought this was good thematically. The Lonesome Gamer is the only one who went into region 1 right here because he's very lonesome. And again, this is a very prestigious region, right? It's region 3, which the higher number means that it's kind of more prestigious, and then you have number 2 up here, and you have number 1 up there. And each player is given same amount of resources right here, and bread, resources and bread, wood, wine, or wood, grapes, sugarcane, and wheat. You have some boats, and you have some meeples right here, or workers, and you have these action squares right here, and you saw that we got some money. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do during the round is you're going to place the characters and roll all the dice. So these characters are so important. I randomized this was shuffled, and we're going to randomly put them on these sections right here, right, which are connected with the buildings. Okay, so every spot is going to have a character in a building, except, well, every spot will have a character in a building, but depending on what turn it is, see there's a number 1 up there, that spot right there does not get a character, one of these characters. I mean, he might be quite a character, I don't know, he looks like one, for the round that you're in. So we're in the first round right now, so you don't put a character here. Round 2, there will be no character here. All right, so I'm going to start here, and that is the mayor, goes there, check him out, pretty cool. The mayor is the person who allows you to allocate different workers to the different cities. So you can picture him, he's kind of like the mayor of all 3 of these cities, right? He's going to allow you to move people around, and he's going to allow you to actually get resources from these cities, right? Especially if you give him enough of your influence. Here we're going to have, this is the guild master, okay? He is the person, I mean, look at this guy. He's kind of got that snide smile. He's a very smart, sly man. He is actually going to tell you, right, which guilds over here is going to want which part of the city developed. Okay, so in other words, he's going to allow you to actually take one of these guild members into your pocket, basically. Okay, so he's saying, oh, you know what, this guy over here, he wants this area of the city developed. If you do that, if you develop that area of the city, he's going to be in your pocket, right? So if I go here and get his action, he's going to allow me, if I spend the wood to develop the city that this guy wants me to develop, which is this city right here, I'm going to be able to bring him onto my team, and then I'm going to be able to use him throughout the game, okay? That's the guild master. So now we're going to go over here, and we have the commander, right? I would call this guy like the admiral. If you take a look at him, he is very serious, and he's the person who nothing happens with boats basically around Madeira without him giving permission, right? So you have to, if you want to move your boats somewhere, you have to ask his permissions first to do that. Okay, that's the action he gives you. He allows you to build boats, and he allows you to move boats around, and he's kind of the gatekeeper for if you want to send boats out to trade with different nations. Okay, and then last but not least, whoops, oh man, messed everything up. Sorry, Tom, messed your guy up. Right here we have the steward of the land. And nobody gets to start a settlement without his approval first. All right, here we go. Now what's important is these folks go randomly, you know, at the beginning of each round, so they're going to be associated with a different building action. And also, sorry, got a phone call there. Anyway, as I was saying, they're going to be associated each time with a different region and also a different building location. Also, I don't know if I mentioned, I put these are the little spaces in a 3-player game that you're not going to be using. So I just put these little woodsies. They're actually called woodsies. You can get them from craft store or whatever. I had a bunch of these, so I just stuck those over there so I don't have to remember I mean, 3-player massive game like this, I want to not have to remember as much as possible. So we place the characters like we just did, right? And now we roll the dice, actually. These black dice are called pirate dice. And you roll the dice and you put them right up here in the city guard, actually, I think this is called, actually. So that's kind of like the sort of police area, or the fortress, or whatever you want to call it up there. And these guys are here. These folks get put there at the beginning. Everybody puts 2 of their workers there, and this kind of symbolizes your influence you have in the city guard, right? And as you use these pirate dice, you get less and less influence there, because people are starting to think, I don't know about this guy. I think he's maybe associated with these pirates, and then you have less and less influence there, right? If you have the most influence in the city guard, that's actually good. It's called honor, and you get 4 victory points at a certain time in the game. So that's what that is. Now, here is the crux of the entire game, right? These guild dice. These symbolize your influence, right? With the guilds, basically, are all around Madeira. And, I don't know. This game, I could be wrong about this. I don't know. But Nuno and Paolo, I feel like they made this game with, there's sort of this theme of like, hey, I wash your back, you wash mine, kind of thing. There's this sort of like give and take, almost bribing the officials kind of situation going on. I would love to kind of retheme, I love the Madeira theme, but I'd love to retheme this game with like a mafioso theme, I think it would work really well, because I don't know, I just kind of always get this feeling when I'm playing a game that it's like you're kind of bribing people and you're getting these favors, and you're doing things for the crown, but sometimes you're using pirates to do it, and you're exerting influence, and there's a lot of intrigue going on here in this game, I feel like. Again, I'm not sure if that was exactly intentional by the designers, but I do, at least my opinion is, I feel like that I get that flavor from the game. So, and what you're going to do with these dice is on your turn, you're going to put a certain, the numbers are the amount of influence that you're exerting over these characters, right? These are called guild dice. And, you need to exert more influence over a character that is situated in a more prestigious region, right? So if you're in region 1 over here, you can just put a 1 die over there and it's no big deal. You got it, or a 2 or a 3, whatever, but you may not want to waste your 3 influence over there. It's real easy to influence people in this area right here. Now, if you want to place a die, this is kind of like a worker placement game, sort of, and these would be like your workers, right? But you picture them like your influence over these characters, okay? So now, you can put a 2 on here, no problem. If you want to put a 1 on here, you're only exerting 1 influence over here, okay? But this is a pretty prestigious region, right? So this guy says, no, I don't think that's going to work. But you know what? If you give him a little bit of bread for his family, the special baked bread that you got, he's going to let you do it, okay? So no matter what, if you place a die that is under the, not equal to is okay, but if it's under the influence you need for the region, right? Say if I put 1 over here, I'm going to have to give the mayor, this gentleman right here, 2 pieces of bread to make up for my lack, of respect or influence that I'm giving him to try and get him to do this favor for me, what his action is there. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to roll these dice. This, by the way, is from I think an iPhone case. Actually came in there, but it makes a great, very small. This takes up a lot of room. So I roll the dice, and you keep the same size, and you put them on this guild board over here. This guild board has 3 slots in it. If you play a 4-player game, there's 4 slots. And you just roll. 2 1s and a 3 on that one. 1, 2, 3 there. And these are going to be picked in. Look at that, 3, 3, 3. Wow, that's a good one. Now, higher numbers are better here. Actually, there's no dancing around that fact, okay? It's not like, a Feld game or something like that where you can manipulate these dice in different ways. No, the actual higher numbers are better, lower numbers are worse, because it's less influence, it's less chutzpah that you got, less influence you're going to have with these different characters, right? Okay, so what we're going to do in the beginning right here is in turn order, and you can see turn order going from top to bottom. Okay, so the Lonesome Gamer, this gentleman right here, is first in turn order, and he gets to pick whichever one of these dice he wants. And there's a couple different things that's going to happen, right? These are guild dice. This is the guild board. So remember, the guilds are important right now. And this row of dice is associated with either of these two guilds, white or green. This is green and red, and that's red and purple guilds. And you'll see these guild people over here have a color, purple, red, green, and white, okay? Now, we don't have any guilds in front of us right now because we just started the game. So this is a little bit less important right now. But what would happen is, for each, whatever row you pick of dice, you're actually going to be able to reflip any of your used guild power. So if I had this guy in my pocket over here, right, the Lonesome Gamer does say, right, and he already used this guy's power. When you use him, you flip him over. When you take the die of that specific color, like this purple right here, if he picked this, right, he would be able to reflip all of the purple guilds that he has in his pocket, right? So, where was this guy right here? And these guilds, the powers that these guild members give you are very powerful. So you don't have to have a guild-heavy strategy in this game. You could definitely win without it, but they are very helpful, I'll tell you that. So the other thing that you do is when you pick, say if the Lonesome Gamer picked this one, right? It means a couple different things. So he gets to flip those, either a red or a purple guilds, all of them. He gets to pick one of these requests, the Crown's request, because these are the different things that Portugal wants you to do, right? They want you to, do these different things. So you're going to actually pick this. You can pick from one of these from this row, which is basically the real big way of getting experience points. I'm back in role playing. Way of getting prestige points, right, or victory points, and that's how you win the game. It's a euro. You win through getting victory points, and it's going to say your actual turn order, right? Because this is like first, second, and third kind of thing. Okay, so this is interesting. Now the Lonesome Gamer, he knows that what this Crown's request is asking for. So at one point in the game, when we score these, he's going to get 5 points for every face-up guild that he has up in front of him in his pocket. Okay. I, on the other hand, know that I have to spend a lot of money, right? Up to $15 or reals or reals to actually get victory points. And this gentleman right here, Tom Vassal, he knows that he wants to get boats into these local markets here. So, what does the Lonesome Gamer want to do? Although it's also nice to have all threes. So you don't have to pay any bread. You don't have to sort of schmooze anybody to get any actions done, which is nice. Let's see here. And boy, these crown requests are really spread out. It's almost like you can take any row and get anything you want. Almost like that. I think, but if he picks these, remember, he's going to be third in turn order, which is bad. So this is pretty good right here, this 3, 2, 1. And he'd be first. And I think he's going to do that. I think he wants to stay first in turn order, so he's going to pick these dice. Remember, don't roll them, just pick them and keep the faces up like that. And it's actually kind of a good thing to keep them on these little action squares right here. He can go for money. I think he's going to take this one, though. This is a really nice one. What this does is it tells you that if you have majority in any one city here, any of these 3 cities, if you have majority in it, you're going to get that higher number right there when we score. Okay, you're going to get either 10, 12, or 15, depending on the city you're in. If you're in the city but you don't get the majority, then you get the lower number here when we score for that. So that's pretty interesting. So then he moves this over here, so he's going to remain first player, and that's it. Okay, so now next player, Tom Vassal picks. Remember Tom Vassal, he wants to make boats, he wants to be in, well, that's one of the things he wants to do. But he's going to pick this 3, 3, 3. He doesn't want to get stuck with 2 1s here. So he picks this, puts that on his little action squares right there. And now here's what Tom Vassal's going to do, okay? He's going to be a little bit, by the way, he moves this here, okay, turn marker. He's going to be a little bit aggressive, and he's also going to pick this, okay? So he saw that the Lonesome Gamer picked one of those, but he's actually going to pick it too so he can compete. He says, I'm not going to let the Lonesome Gamer get all those cities and get all inside the cities and get all of those resources and be able to have control of cities. Ha! That's what he says. So this leaves me, unfortunately, since I'm third in turn order here, I have to take this one. And I'm going to take these and put them over here. Whoa! That was 113. Is that what it was? Yes, I checked. It was 131. That is correct. So I got 2 1s, so that's bad. Not a lot of influence for Finbar. And but I do get to pick another one of these. Crown's Requests. And I already have the money one. Do I want? I think I'm going to pick this one. No one else has one of these, so I'm going to pick this one. What this one says is I'm going to get victory points for having my boats in these colonies, right? When I ship off to these colonies and I sell wine, right, I'm going to get victory points for that. So that's pretty cool. So I can now. What's going to happen is different turns we're going to score different amounts of these Crown's Requests, right? So at the end of the first round, we're going to score 1 of them, right? At the end of the second round, we don't actually score any. At the end of the third round, we're going to pick 2 that we have and score them. So you'll see that. But the important thing to remember is I have 2 of these right now, and I can go for either one of them. I'm only going to have to pick 1 of them, which is nice, right? That's a good thing. So I'm going to move these over. Okay, this is the new turn order right here. Okay, so now we're at the point in time where we're actually going to be doing the player actions, okay? And as you can see, the Lonesome Gamer is first, and I think what the Lonesome Gamer is going to do, he actually knows that he's going to want to, I think he's going to actually, he knows Tom Vassal got one of these, but he doesn't care. He's going to fight him, and he's going to try and get, you only need to get, control of 1 of the cities. So they can both actually happily have their own city, but we'll see how that goes. So he definitely wants to get into this spot right here, because first what we're going to do is first we go around and we do our actions. You'll see that. And then in the next turn, we go around and we resolve all of the buildings and how the buildings work, okay? So I think what he's going to do is he's definitely going to take his 2 right here, and he's taking it with also the action marker, and he's going to put it on the commander. Okay, so now you put your action marker here. That's going to show that you're going to be able to do that action of this building later on in the next round, okay? And then he's going to put the 2 here. Now, the 2 is good enough influence for here, right? So he's actually going to get to do this action without having to spend any bread. So what you got to picture this like the Lonesome Gamer is actually going here, right, to what is called the Capitania, or captaincy, right? Now what this building does is, don't think of it like a capitania, think of it like a governorship, right? So what happens here is you could look at this building and you see this is like sort of like the ruling building of this, village right here, or town or something like that. What they're basically doing is when you go to this building, you're saying, okay, cool, I'm gonna get to put my people down here, right? So I'll have lots of influence down here and I could become governor, of that particular city, right? There's 3 cities here. So that's what that is. And this commander, he just happens to be there at the time. So you're going and you're schmoozing the commander and saying, hey, do you mind if I put some of my boats out into the harbor? So the problem is that to put a boat out, to get a boat into action, you have to spend wood, right? And this commander lets you spend 2 wood. The Lonesome Gamer only has 1 wood right here, and you do the action right away as soon as you put it down. So he's going to spend a 1 wood, and he was actually going to put the boat out. Now, where can you put your boats? Well, you can put your boats in the local market right here, and that means that you're going to be selling these products or trading these products, or you can put it out here, okay? And that way, you're actually selling wine, okay? And you're gonna, when you sell wine here, you get to do one of these King's Rewards, okay, or Crown's Rewards, which is very nice. So I think what the Lonesome Gamer is going to do, I didn't even think about this before, but he's going to go here right off the bat. And by the way, this kind of blocks too, because now he's in this spot right here in India, okay, where he's going to be selling them a wine. Discard the wine. and he gets to do one of these rewards right here. You don't actually take them; these stay. These are just different every game where these land, right? So he's going to go here to India. He's going to sell some wine over here. He's going to sort of start a colony over here. Maybe once he brings people over here, and also notice meaning me, I actually have a request right here to put people in there, and I won't be able to go to India, right? Because I only have one wine, so the one wine slot is taken up already by the Lonesome Gamer right here. Actually, no, that's not true. There's 2 slots. Okay, so we'll be able to. I will be able to go there. Now, which one is the Lonesome Gamer going to pick? Well, the Lonesome Gamer, of course, is going to pick putting a person in a city because he gets 1 victory point. So 1 victory point for blue right here. I'll do that right away. And also because, check it out, he wants to get control of that city anyway. So he's going to put a meeple right here. And that's going to allow him, he already has the majority of this right here. So, haha, Tom Vassal, the Lonesome Gamer says. So, and by the way, these in the cities right here, these are put here, these are just neutral citizens. So what they do is, they keep it from being, a couple things. They keep it from being easy to get control of the city, because yellow, right here, me, I don't have control of the city right now, because this person's here. It's kind of like area control, right? Also, when you do a action from the mayor, this person over here, you get to move around two of these meeples, yourself or any of the neutral meeples, right? And you actually, whatever your city you're in, you get to get those resources from that city based on if you're there, you get 2 resources, and if a neutral character is there, you get 1 resource. So from this city right now, if I was to do a mayor action, okay, I would get $2 for me and $1 here, so I would gain $3, right? This is a very, very interesting. This is almost a game in itself, right here. This would be enough probably for an entire, light game where you have to pay wood to be able to get these favors from these folks, and you bring them, you get them into your pocket, and then that allows more spaces to open up in the city. Also, do you want to put more people here? Because this means now I have control of that, or do I want to spread it out? Because now if I do a mayor action, I'm in this city and this city, I'll get bread and I'll get money, But the Lonesome Gamer is going to go here to try and set himself up for this situation and to be able to get 10 victory points. All right, now it's on to me. What am I going to do? So I'm going to do something interesting right here. So now, remember, you saw the Lonesome Gamer use the guild die and then put his action right there, so you can do this action next round. Okay, he has a person here, so that's fine. What I'm going to do now is I want to use this mayor action, right? But the thing is, I don't really want to do this. This building action, okay, right here, Casa de Coroa, that's kind of like the guild manor, okay? This is where all the guild people hang out. You're hobnobbing with all the guilds. And if you go there and you do this building action, it allows you to flip any of your unflipped guild members, or I'm sorry, it allows you to reconstitute. I cannot think of the right word of that. So just basically like reactivate a used guild member. So remember, when you use these guild members, you flip them over. During the game, you're going to have a whole bunch flipped over, and you're going to be able to go here to the guild house to, hobnob with them, get more favor in the guild, and reflip your guilds, okay, to make them active again. I don't really need to do that because I don't have any guilds, but I would like to do this action right here because I would like to get some wood. So what you can do is you could use a pirate, okay? And when you use a pirate, you don't use one of your actions, right? Action blocks right here to do this. All I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here and I'm going to take this 2, I'm going to put it here, right? Now that's not enough. Okay, I put a 2 there. This is a very prestigious area. It needs a 3, so I have to help him out, help his family out, and I'm going to give him a bread. Okay, here's a bread right here. Bam. Now I can do that. Now he's happy, and I can do his action. But I do not get to do this, but I don't care because I really don't want to do that anyway. But there is a disadvantage, right? Remember I said this is kind of your influence with the town guard, But I just employed a pirate, okay? So I'm kind of losing influence here. So I have to take this gentleman out and take him back home. All right? But I still do get to do this action, which allows you to move around 2 meeples, total 2 meeples in any of the cities, and then you get whatever resources of the towns that you are in, okay? So right now what I'm going to do is to move my 2 meeples. I think I'm going to move my meeple yellow here, And then this is also kind of messing Tom up if he wanted to get with this, if he wanted to get majority of that city, he's not going to have it now probably unless he needs to move these around more. So I'm going to move this gentleman here. That's one. And I'm going to move this gentleman out of here because this blue has majority here already anyway, obviously. Here. Then once you do that, then you look at any city that you're in. Okay, so I am only in this city. I get 2 wood, right? And by the way, this city, what's represented by this city that's very thematic is covered by wood, covered by forest. So it's very, thematic that you would get wood from this city. These cities actually are places. They don't show the name here, but these are actual cities. So I get 1, 2, 3, 4. So you get 2 for yourself, and then 1 for every neutral citizen there. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to get 4 wood from the supply.
I've made a huge mistake.
1, 2. So now I got a whole lot of wood, all up in there. And that's it. That's my turn right there. So I didn't use any of these dice. I used the pirate die right there. Okay. So now it's Tom's turn. What is Tom? What are you gonna do, Tom? Come on, man. Let's get this going. Let's get this rolling. He has 3, 3, and 3, and I have to check that because I think I knocked one of those over. All right. Yep. It was 3, 3, 3. So Tom is actually going to take one. He can put these. He has 3, 3, so he doesn't have to worry about paying bread anywhere to schmooze anybody. And believe it or not, what Tom's going to do is he's going to go right here. Over to the steward, and he's going to say, do you mind if I build a colony all up in here with 2 of my gentlemen? Steward says, no problem. You have shown me enough respect. So, and what Tom is going to do is he's going to put, and you can put now your meeples where somebody else has meeples. No 2 of your meeples in the same field. So he is actually going to go here. And he's also going to go, let's see, he's going to go into the sugar field. And does Tom have anywhere to get wood? Right now he does. I think he's going to go actually up here as well into the wheat field. And that is that turn. So we're back to Lonesome Gamer. Lonesome, hello. Hi friends, you're with the Lonesome Gamer.
Hello friends, you're with Lonesome Gamer.
That's what he says. Beginning of every single video. What is he going to do? He's kind of spread out here. I think he's going to do something. He's going to take this action right here. He's going to go here, and same thing that Tom did. He's going to go to the steward and get a couple more meeples out. And he has nobody in this region right now, so I think he's going to put a couple people in that region. He has access to wood, but not a whole lot. He might, well, sugar's worth a lot. I think he's going to go here and here. Sugar and wood. That goes down to wheat, maybe. Yeah, I think he's going to do that. And he put enough there to influence this gentleman, so that's him. Back to me. What am I going to do? Well, I got a lot of wood from my city move, so I'm going to take my 3 this time, and I am going to go to the commander and ask for his permission to build a couple boats, which costs 2 wood. Bam. Get a couple boats out. So one I'm going to send over to India. There's a spot still for there, because that means I'll get 6 victory points as opposed to 3 or 4 for this right there. And I need to sell my grapes. Too bad I didn't have more grapes, but that's okay. And I'm also going to take this action. This action has to do with the windmill. I haven't described the windmill yet, but we'll get to that. So this lets me get a victory point for yellow. And also get somebody else into this city. Where do I want to put myself in this city? Well, obviously I can't go here. I mean, I could start to go there. I think I'm going to go here, actually. I don't know. If I go here... Yeah, I think I'm going to go there. The money spot. Fukal, I think that's what that is. I don't know how to pronounce that. But I still have another boat that I could put down. And this boat, I think I'm just going to have to spend in the local market, put them here for the sugar, and get $5. Pretty cool. All right. So that's great. Now Tom, I think Tom, since Tom has so many people here now, I think he's going to try and harvest. And that's something that I haven't shown you folks yet, harvesting. He has all three, so it doesn't matter. So he's going to go actually up here. Now notice there's no character. When there's no character there, all you can do is harvest. But when you harvest, you get a +1. Whenever there's a character there, you can harvest too. Notice there's this line breaking up, and it shows like this is like the harvesting symbol, harvesting your fields. So he's actually going to go here. He's going to put his marker down, and he is going to harvest his fields. And all you do, you just get one resource wherever person you have on a field, but you get to do, because there's no character here, +1. So he automatically is going to get a wood, a wheat, and a sugar, and he's going to get 2 sugars. He's going to do that one twice. So let's see, we got a
I've made a huge mistake.
wood here, we got a wheat, and we're going to get 2 sugars for Tom Vassal, because he is sneaky. He knows what he's going to do now. Now he has 3 sugar. Look at that. Incredibly strategic player, this guy. Good. Kudos to you, Tom. Very good. All right. And it goes back to the Lonesome Gamer. Now, he doesn't. Now, at any time, if you want to, you can pass and get into this passing column right here. Lonesome Gamer does not have to put this out. Notice it's just a 1, right? But I think what the Lonesome Gamer is going to do is he is going to place the. Let's see. Well, let's see. He could go into 2 there. He does have a person over there. Remember, to use these places right here, the buildings, it's very important that you have a person in that region. And the more people you have, the more efficient you're going to be able to do the action. Can't really do that. Believe it or not, I think the Lonesome Gamer might go here again. Now, it's okay. He went here already, but I think he's going to go here again. He's going to put this here. Put the 1 there. Now notice that's not enough influence, so he's got to schmooze a little bit. So he's got to get rid of 2 of these, which is very bad actually, but it's okay because this is going to get him more. So he's going to get rid of 2 of these and get 1 back. Try not to swing this around too much, makes people dizzy. So now this is locked off. Okay, you can only have 3 dice in a 3-player game. You can only have 3 dice there. In a 4-player game, 4. 2-player game, 2. 3 dice on each character, including if there was 1 pirate die. There can only be, no one else can put another pirate die here. You can only have 1 pirate die on each, and inclusive of that pirate die, you can only have 3 dice actually on every character. So now look at this, boy. He gets to put 2 more people out. That's just incredible. But there is a price to pay for having lots of ships out and lots of people in this game. You're going to have to feed your people bread, and you're going to have to maintain your ships with wood. So, and if you don't, well, you'll see what happens. Let's see here. So I think he's going to try and get a little bit more of a presence down in region 2. I think the Lonesome Gamer is going to do that. So we already got grapes. You can't put 2 in the same field, but you can go into a field somebody else's. So we're going to get wood here, actually. And no, we're going to go here, and we're going to go here with the Lonesome Gamer. All right. Okay, back to me. Oh boy, what is the, wait. Did I mess up something? No, because I used a pirate die. That's right, that is correct. Okay. Whew, thought I messed something up. It's interesting. I know that Tom Vassal is hoarding here. He's got 3 of these. He wants to get into that market. I mean, I can see all this. This is open information. So it'd kind of be an interesting move for me to go here, because that would block Tom out and he would not be able to go there, in which case he would not be able to get his boat out and sell these and get the money for that, and also he would not be able to get the prestige points for that. So that would be a phenomenal move if I wanted to really play like that and block him. Although I have another really cool move up my sleeve too that I think might help me a little bit better than blocking him. So I think I'm going to do that, although that would be a pretty rad move. And then he'd be all, why'd you do that? But I think instead I'm going to do this. I'm going to go up here, and I'm going to go to the Guild Master, right? And it's 1 and 1, so that's cool. Not a very prestigious area. It's easy to get into and influence. And the Guild Master is going to let me take a guild, so I'm going to spend 2 wood, just like that. And I'm going to get this gentleman right here. So what does this guild person do? I'll talk about these as I get them. So remember, if you're in a when we start going through, actually I'll just show you it actually helps you to do things more efficiently when we start doing the building actions, when we start resolving those. So makes you look like you have 2 more people in that region, in whatever region you have. So that was my turn there, and now it's Tom Vassal's turn, and now he's going to have his amazing turn here. He's going to go to the commander. He puts the 3 down. Yes, commander for the permission to build a boat. Spends 1 wood, his last wood, and he builds a boat, and of course he puts it in the local market that right here, so he can sell 3 sugarcane for 11. Wow, look at that. Unbelievable. Tom Vassal, he's a freaking genius. Gets 11 bucks. 5, 10, 11. And look at this. He's going to be able to get 6 victory points for going there. How good did that work out? That worked out great. Okay, back to the Lonesome Gamer. The Lonesome Gamer is going to, well, has no dice left over. The Lonesome Gamer could use actually a pirate die, but then that would give Tom Vassal 4 points, because he would, if Tom Vassal doesn't use his pirate die, he would, you know, have to pull this out here, and he would have majority here and get the 4 points. So still might do it. There's only 1s here, so could go here or go somewhere else and pay the extra bread for it. But I think the Lonesome Gamer is happy where he is. Or maybe does he want to do that? I don't know. Giving Tom more victory points, that's difficult to swallow, because it would be a good idea. He could go here with a pirate die like this and harvest. Right here, he's the only one in that section. You know, he might do that. I think he's going to do that. He's going to actually take pirate die, put it here, lose influence with the town guard, and not have to pay him, by the way. So that's kind of a good thing. And he's going to harvest there. Remember, you could always harvest instead of doing this action. So he's just going to take this wood. That's what he gets for his harvest. All right, now it's back to me. And let's see, what was my plan? I have a 1 here. So I think I was planning on actually, did I want to harvest? No, 3 now, it's what it's cost me to do. All right, so I think I'm going to do this action again, believe it or not. I'm going to go here with my 1, and I'm going to pay wood and get another guild person. Oh, I only have 1 wood. But look, you can buy wood if you have access to it. And I do have access to wood, and you could buy wood. 1 costs 1, 2 costs 3, 3 costs, so it gets very expensive. But I'm going to purchase 1 wood. Now, the thing that you have to remember about wood is you have to have access to the wood to be able to get it. So I'm going to spend $1, and I'm actually going to purchase a wood. I'm not going to take it out of here because I'm just going to spend it. Oh, I'm sorry. No, that's incorrect. I'm here. Here's yellow, right? I have access to wood, so I'm actually going to take this wood and discard it because I just bought that wood. Now, if you don't have if you're not in a field that has wood on it, say all this wood is taken up, you can always be in this. This is a very interesting place. This is the forest field right here. If you have someone in there, you can always have access to wood. It's like this virtual wood you can always have because you're getting it from the forest. But it's not part of any region, so it doesn't help you with your building actions. So yeah, I just got a wood, so I have 2 wood I got rid of, so I can get anybody in this column. This gentleman lets you get rid of half your pirates, which is nice, but this person lets you harvest 2 more. So that's really incredible. So I'm going to pick him. Although what would be nice is if these were the same color. I could flip them both kind of at the same time from going here. But that's okay. I mean, they're all ready to use right now. That was my move. Now it goes back to Tom Vassal, who doesn't really have any more dice. Does Tom? Tom definitely does not want to use a pirate, because if he did, he would not have majority there, and he does right now. So Tom has lots of money. What is he going to do? He's going to pass, but there's this very interesting passing system where he can go here and just get $2 and be first, which he actually might want to do. This one actually will let him get another person in the city and go second. So this one, ooh, this one lets him put a boat out. Woo! That's pretty cool. But he doesn't have, and he has a wood to pay for it, actually. Oh my gosh, and he's going there, definitely. Okay, so he's going to go here. He's going to pay to put the boat out. And he's going to take his boat and his wine. Does he want to do the wine? He can actually sell two. No, this is good for bread. Okay. Yeah, I think he's going to sell the wine. Yeah. So he's going to sell the wine to a market over here. It's just one wine, so you can't go in. India's closed out of the one wine slot, so you can go into Brazil or you can go into the Azores. The American way of pronouncing this is the Azores. I think they say, you know, I've heard it said Acores, or I'm not sure exactly how it's properly said. But the Azores is very beautiful, actually. If you ever get a chance to look online at what the Azores look like, it's just amazing, lush, gorgeous, beautiful area. And it's a volcanic area, all volcanic soil, lots of water all around there, which is a very great place to grow wheat, actually. And you saw that Brazil produced at one time the most sugarcane out of anywhere. That's why if you have meeples here through this action, you'll actually be able to get sugarcane here. And the wine, India doesn't produce wine. What are you talking about? Why would wine be here? I'll tell you about that later. That's an interesting thing. So he is actually, let's see. I think Tom is going to go here right now. And the king's reward, he's going to get actually 2 bread. Because he's a little bit scared that he has all those guys out and he can't feed them. So 2 more bread for Tom, and he passed. Let's see, Tom is red, so after Tom goes, goes the Lonesome Gamer. We all just have to pass now or else use a pirate die. Lonesome Gamer does not want to use a pirate die, I don't believe. Nah. So what's the Lonesome Gamer going to do? Go into the city would be a great one for him. He's going to have to pay all those people in bread. Look at this. If he goes into here, he will actually get somebody in there, and then Tom will not be able to get those anymore. Lonesome Gamer versus Tom Vassal. That's not a bad idea. Although he does also need money. I think he might do that just to keep Tom from getting so much freaking, just like overwhelming the game here. I think he might actually do that. I don't know. It is also nice to have more people up there so that you can actually use the pirates more often, which I would actually like to do that. But just a Lonesome Gamer. He already has 2 people in the cities. He's most definitely going to get a majority there. I think he's going to do this. I think he is going to do that. He's actually going to go here, and he's going to move one of his folks to get influence in the city guard. Now, I think when you put someone in there, you're supposed to -3 your pirates away. I know you do that for that action, but we don't have any pirates yet, so you'll see what that looks like. So he did that. He passed, and now it's my turn. Do I want to use a pirate, lose my last guy? Absolutely not. And I guess, yeah, this is a good space right here for me, I guess. Put one of my gentlemen in the cities and get 1 victory point. Boop, right there. What city do I want to go into? Well, see, these cities opened up more because of development from those the influence of the guild members that wanted to develop those areas. Let's see. Yeah. I mean, I'm going to need lots of money, so I'm going to go here. That's interesting. Okay. Well, I could actually, yeah, I think I'm going to go there. That's not bad. Okay, that's it. Everybody went. Okay, after everybody does their actions, now we go into Phase C. And Phase C is when these building actions get resolved, right? Exciting, right? And you resolve them this way. 1, 2, there's a little number up here that tells you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just like that. So what we're going to do is we roll it. If even one player has an action square here, you roll these dice again. All right. Now what this symbolizes is how much the guilds are helping us all out, because the guilds like us. The guilds are always helping us out. We use these guild die to exert influence over these people. So doing these actions in these buildings, it basically costs $9. Okay, in a 3-player game, it always costs $9, but you minus out the guild influence there. So this guild, the guild influence here, they have 3, 4, 5, 6 points of influence basically. So this is only going to cost us to do this action $3. So what this symbolizes is the guild again exerting influence on this building, the purveyors of this building, which is this. See, this is another way where it helps you out a bit to know what's going on. This says Moinho, and I'm sure I'm not pronouncing that right, but that means that it's the mill. Okay, so the mill, if you go to the mill and you pay the money, you get bread, right? Because that's what mills do. Windmill makes bread, right? The windmill crushes the grain and makes the bread. So normally this would cost $9, but the guild sends some people down here and says like, let these guys go for a little bit less, okay? So again, now doing this action would actually only cost $3. So we're just gonna go around and, oh, look at that. Wow, that's gonna be really cheap to do that. And then this one has a 3 on it. Oh, now it only has a 1. That's gonna be very expensive. There's nobody here, so we don't actually have to roll that. And here just yellow is me. So I roll this one. It's not bad, 6. So you roll the pirate die too. Actually, it's a 3, and well, and we'll show you what that means, what that pirate die means. Okay, so I think I rolled everything, and now we're gonna actually resolve these in this order. Okay, so at the mill, the windmill, we go in player order here, right? Turn order. So yellow is first, isn't there? Now you got blue, and then you got red. So blue goes first. Okay. Now what happens here is you look and see how many people you have in this actual region. Okay, this is part of region 2, and blue has 3 there. Wow, look at that. Blue has 3 in that region. So if you have 1 or 2, if you pay the price, you get 2 actual pieces of bread. And if you have 3 people, you have 5. Okay. Now, what is the price here? Like we said, it's 9 minus 3, 4, 5, 6. So it costs $3. So is blue going to do that? And you go around to your players, you say you're going to buy that, and blue says absolutely, I'm going to do that. I don't want no pirates. So 5, get 2 back. That's not very expensive for 5 of these, man. So 5 pieces of bread. There we go. Okay, and now red is next in turn order. So you say, red, are you going to pay for this? And red says, oh my god, I have so much money, absolutely. So it pays 3. Tom Vassal does not skimp on the money for the bread. Oh, but actually Tom is red and only has 1 person here. So he only gets 2 pieces of bread. Not enough workers to get all up in that mill. But look at all this bread he has. It's like an insane amount. Remember, because Tom Vassal used this and he got 2 pieces of bread right here. Okay, and he also had all 3, so he didn't have to smooze with any bread. So Tom's doing actually very, very well. All right, so that's the end of this one because yellow has I have no marker there. So now we go over to the Capitania. And remember what I said, this is like making you sort of governor of this area by sending people in there. So again, we go in turn order. In this turn order, yellow is actually first, so I'm first. So do I want to pay for this? It costs 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Look at this. So that only costs $1. So everyone's going to pay for it if they're there. So here's a 3, get 2 back. And so yellow, I only have 1 person here, right? Now I could use this, okay? I could flip this right now, and that would make it seem like I have 3 people there because I have 1 plus 2. I'd flip this over and use it, and that would mean I have 3, and that means I'd be able to get to put 2 people in the cities instead of just 1. And I'm actually considering doing that. How I was going to use this sneakily, I don't have any people here, but see I have these markers here. So normally I would have to pay for this and not even get the benefit. But I could use my guild favor and do that there. But boy, I don't know. That guild favor is only going to let me put 1 person out. Jeez, where this one's going to let me put 2 more people in the city. Of course, I have to feed those people bread, and I only have 3, so I'm going to get a lot of pirates for that. But geez, I don't know. And still, I'll have to pay here, even though I don't do it. Or if I don't pay, I'm going to get the pirates. Oh, geez. Boy, that's really nice getting 2 people out there, though. Where else am I? I mean, that's the only two places I am. I think I might do that, believe it or not. It's going to cost me, I'm going to be getting a lot of pirates for reneging on this deal over here, but I think I might do that. So I'm going to flip this guy over. So now, even though I have only one person in this region, it looks like I have 3 people in this region, okay? So I'm going to be able to place 2 of my gentlemen in the cities and get 3 victory points. So 1, 2, 3 right here. And I put 2 of my meeples out. I'm going to have a lot of my meeples out now, folks, so it's interesting. It's going to cost me a lot of bread that I don't have. So I am going to go into, boy, what I could do to be really nasty to the Lonesome Gamer, I could put 2 right here. Is the Lonesome Gamer now? Well, he's there anyway, so I'll be able to put another one in. So, but I might do that anyway, just to spread my peeps out. And by the way, if there's a question of, you know, if I had 2 in here and he had 2, I would get, it's whoever has the furthest right meeples gets the area control. That's bread. Geez, it's hard to tell. Believe it or not, I think I might actually put 2 people in the bread area because I need bread, man. Okay, that's my action for that right there. Didn't need to pay anything. Wait, no, I did pay for that. That was yellow. Blue. Yeah, you have to still pay 1. So blue pays 1. Blue is running out of money, man. Lonesome Gamer, you need some money, brother. And blue has 3 there, so blue gets to put 2 down. It's a good thing I actually bought a couple of these guild members, because or else there wouldn't be enough room for everybody to put their meeples in. The cities. Bread. I think just going to try and spread them out a little bit right there. All right, now is Tom. And Tom pays $1. Just like that. Remember, there's also, just because there's no pirate die there, that you always have to pay for 1 pirate if you don't pay for this. So in other words, see how we're all paying for these because these were really cheap? If we didn't want to or couldn't pay, we would have to get the amount of pirates that are shown on the die, okay? And if you don't pay and there's no pirate there, you still have to pay 1 pirate. So there's kind of always one pirate around there. So Tom gets 1 victory point. Did I give no, I didn't. This gentleman gets 3. 1, 2, 3. Tom gets 1 victory point for that. And Tom's going to put down 1 person. And just so, well, I think he's going to put him here, just so he can get a bunch of wood and maybe, let's see. He's going to need to get, Tom is going to need to get control of at least 1 city. So he's going to put this here. All right. So that's Capitania. Now we go to Alfondega. And Alfondega, again, it's a word that nobody knows what it is, but that's a port, okay? So here's the water. There probably should be some ships in there and make it easy for you to know. What you do at this building is you're actually paying the payment of passage to send colonists down here to go into these other regions, the Azores, Brazil, and India, okay? So that's what this symbolizes. You're moving them over on the boats and getting them there. And when you do that, you actually get victory points based on how many boats you have there, okay? So that's like you're getting some street cred from the crown saying, oh, cool, you're colonizing these areas for Portugal. Awesome, I'm going to give you some credit or some victory points. So it's called prestige points in this game, which is pretty cool. So I'm the only one here, okay? But the problem is there's only 2 dice here, okay? 2 and a 3. So this is very expensive. So 9 minus 3 is 6. It costs 6 to actually do this action. And no matter how many of these you have here, you only ever get to do the action 1 time. So I will pay my 6. Just like that. Remember, if I didn't pay, I'd be getting a whole bunch of pirates. I'd be getting 3 pirates, actually. But don't worry, you will see what pirates happen. We're all going to be getting a whole bunch of pirates when we have to do maintenance. I don't have any people here, though. Okay? So that means I cannot do this action. All right? And I already used this gentleman. Remember, I had that conundrum where I didn't know whether I wanted to use him or not. But I still have to pay. And if I don't pay, that means I would get the pirates. Actually, you know what? I'm going to take that back. I'm going to take my $3 back. That's not $3. That's no. There's $3. I'm going to take my $3 back, and instead, I'm actually going to take the pirates. So I get 3 pirates. Where are the pirates? So this is the first time we're seeing the pirates. Looks like that. And you actually keep these flipped over on a stack like that. So eventually nobody really knows how many pirates you have. So basically what this is saying is like, you know, I promised that I would pay for this, but now I'm not paying for it because I don't feel like it, or I don't have the money, or I don't have enough people, and I'm kind of reneging on the deal. So I'm getting sort of a reputation as a pirate right here for doing that, for reneging. I have this boat here to remind me, actually, that when you put people out here, you get victory points based on how many boats you have. It's down here where you put them, but I just like that there. Just like here, I put this here to remind me that when I put people in the town guard, it lets you get rid of 3 pirates. Okay, so there are ways of getting rid of these pirates, and what do these pirates do? Well, at the end of the game, the person who has the most pirates is going to spend a lot in prestige points, so their victory points are going to go way down, and I'll show you how much in a second when I get the book out. So that's it. Nobody else is here, right? And I already got my pirates because I didn't want to pay. Over here, there's nobody here, so we don't even do that one. And over here, this is an interesting one. Tom would like to put more people inside this action right here, the Fortaleza, which just means fortress, right? So that's basically the town guard. So you're enlisting your own people into the town guard, right? And he actually has 3 people in this region, so he could put 2 in there, which would be great. But look how much money it costs. It actually is 9 minus 1. It costs $8 to get 2 people in there. Does he want to do that? He has 15. Otherwise, he gets 1 pirate. I think that's a little bit too expensive for him. I don't think he's going to do that. He wants to keep this money. He wants to keep riding high. Doesn't want to pay that. So he gets 1 pirate. Remember I said, even if there's no pirate die there, you always get 1 pirate if you renege on your deal. Okay, and that's all of them. All right, so that was basically phase C. In phase A, we place all the characters. And you saw in phase B, that's when everybody takes their actions. In phase C, you do the buildings. You just resolve the buildings, which that was just phase C. And now phase D is basically maintenance. So it's cleaning up everything and people get some victory points. So the first thing is called honor. The person with the majority in the city watch actually gets 4 victory points and then retires one of their people, okay? But nobody actually, there's a tie actually here because of that clever move by the Lonesome Gamer who went here and got his guy in last minute. So Tom Vassal says, rah, Lonesome Gamer, I'm pissed. So he doesn't get the 4 points, which is kind of a lot just for having people here. So nobody gets that. Each colonist gets good. So remember over here, if I did do this action, which I didn't, I reneged on, and that gave me the 3 pirates, if I didn't do renege, I would have put people in these colonies, which would have given me whatever, whatever good you get from that colony. But there's nobody here, so nobody gets that. Now is the problem of everybody has to pay wood for their ships, okay? And then if they have access to it, or they can buy it if they have access to it. So you're paying for your ships, and you're going to have to feed your people, which I can tell right now is going to be very difficult for us all to feed our people. At least, actually, that's not true. It's just going to be hard for me to feed my people. But we do ships first, and it's actually done in turn order, right? Because, see these 2 people, Yellow, Lonesome Gamer, and me, we might be fighting over this 1 piece of wood right here. So that's why you got to do it like that. So first of all, we're going to do wood for ships, okay? And me, Yellow, I do have 2 ships out. I have no wood, okay? Now I could buy wood. So buying 2 wood would cost me 3, or if you do not have the wood to upkeep it, if you do not have the bread to feed your people, you get pirates, 1 for 1. Whatever you're missing, you're gonna get a pirate for. So do I wanna just accept getting 2 pirates because of my 2 wood that I'm missing, or do I wanna just buy the wood? I think I'm actually gonna, believe it or not, I'm gonna accept getting 2 pirates. Because money is very important here, folks. So I'm going to take a 3 and I'm going to get rid of my, that's actually 3, so that doesn't work. So I'm going to get 2 pirates. They don't give me enough 1 pirates. Let's see, there we go. All right, those are all my pirates. Supposed to keep them in the stack. All right, that was for my boats. Now Blue actually, I think only has 1 boat out, but he has a wood. Look at that, bam. And then Tom Vassal has 2 boats out. Tom has no wood. He has $15 though. Does he want to spend it? No, I think he's going to take a couple pirates. not being able to spend that money. There are like no ones in here. It's very strange. So he's just going to get 2 pirates. Wait, no, he only has 1. Hold on a second. Wait a second. Yeah, he only has 1, so he's just going to get 1 pirate. Well, he can spend just $1 for... No, he's just going to spend $1. He's not going to get the pirate. So he's going to give him the 5, get 4 back. Okay. So he's good. So he spent $1 for wood, right? But you have to have access to it, and Tom does. So right here, he's going to take this off here, and he's going to get rid of it. Okay. Okay, that's all of our boats, I think. Now we have to feed our people, okay? How many people do I have? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. These count up here, folks. 8 people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Look at that. 8 and like hardly any in the fields. I don't know if that's such a good strategy. Maybe it is. I'm not sure. Went on a city heavy strategy. So that means I have to feed 8 people, except, don't forget, there's a windmill over here. Now, wherever you are in this windmill, that means you're making that much bread, and you can actually feed that many people automatically, right? So I needed to feed 8 people. Now I only need to feed 5 people, because you minus the 3 off there where I am on, everybody starts here on the windmill on the 3. So I have to feed 5 people, so I need 5 bread. I have 3 right here. Something you could do at the windmill, you can, in phase B, C, or D, right? You can actually, which is pretty much almost all the time, almost, you can actually exchange 2 wheat to get yourself, move yourself up on this windmill, right? Or you can go down on the windmill, and then in exchange for going down on the windmill, like you're selling the bread, you can get $3, or you can get a bread, right? You can also at the windmill exchange 2 goods for any one other good, which is pretty cool. Okay, so but right now I needed 8. Is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. So I need 5. What did I just get rid of? Did I get rid of 1 or 3? Yeah. So I actually gave 3 already. So I'm missing 2 bread. So believe it or not, I get 2 more of these here pirates. Oh, I'm getting a lot of pirates, folks. That's not good, especially since these other guys are getting like none. Okay, so those are my people. Now blue has 1, 2, let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 people. Oh my gosh, is that right? 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wait a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Wow, that is a lot. I know blue got an extra person out for this. Blue got an extra person out for that. Blue also was here. That's incredible. Oh, and blue got 2 out there instead of 1. That's right. Oh my gosh. So 12 people. So 12 bread. I'm sorry, minus the 3. So 9 bread. We got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 2 pirates. There we go. Well, at least somebody else is getting pirates other than me. All right. Tom has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's see, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah. 8 people minus 3 for the windmill. It's 5. Look at this. Tom is riding high. Look at that snide bastard. Good job, Tom Vassal. Whoop. Put that in the wrong one. I always do that. I get the wheat. I always put the wheat mixed in with the... I'm going to put this further away from each other. There we go. Wheat with bread. Always get them mixed up. All right, so that was maintenance, which is basically the end of part D. Now we're going into phase E, which in phase E, what happens is you do crowns requests, okay? Now, we look up here to the present place where there's no character, which will mean that is the actual phase. I'm sorry, that's the round, so it's round 1. Okay, we look here, round 1. What happens in round 1? We each do 1 crowns request, right there. So we pick 1. So I guess this is in player order, maybe. So I am first in player in order, so I am going to do my boats, right? So for each boat, I have see this globe right here? For each boat I have in the colonies, I'm going to get whichever amount of victory points counts depending on the actual round we're in. So we're in round 1. I have a boat right here, so I get 6 victory points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Very good. And then you discard this. All right, now blue. I don't know if this, you could probably do this all at the same time. Now blue has, oh my gosh, you know what? Blue completely forgot that they needed a majority. Oh, Lonesome Gamer, why did I do that to you? Lonesome Gamer needed a majority, and just because of the way things rolled out, he didn't get it. He doesn't have a majority in any of these cities. Oh boy, if I would have remembered that, I probably could have got you to do that. Yeah. Oh geez. I am so sorry, Lonesome Gamer. I forgot about your crown's request. Well, sorry about that. But anyway, you don't have a majority in a city, but you are in each city. So instead of the... Yeah, it's too bad that yellow, I was on this side, because this is tied, but the person that's furthest to the right actually gets it. I'm pretty sure about that. I'll look it up. But anyway, that's not too bad, because look, if you're in a city but you don't have the majority, you still get the right number. So highest number here is right there, so 7. So look at that, you got more than I did anyway. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Tied up with the Lonesome Gamer. All right. Now what is Tom? Whoop, and we get rid of this. So you can pick either. Tom Vassal does not have a majority anywhere. He's hardly in the city at all. But check this out. He has a boat here, which is going to give him 6 victory points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for Tom. Don't worry about Tom. I would say Tom is probably winning the game at this point. He's got lots of money. He's got some bread. He's got a lot of people out in the fields, which is very cool. And he can convert this into a bread. I think Tom's doing it right. Okay. So we should each have one request still. Yeah, okay. So now we're going to go into round 2. And I'll set the board up.